Entonces esta aquí está conmigo.
Maria Puga's husband, Anastasio Hernandez Rojas, died after being shot with a taser by Border Patrol on May 28, 2010. Later, cell phone videos of the incident began to circulate, showing at least a dozen U.S. Border Patrol agents beating and repeatedly shooting Hernandez with a taser as he lies face down, handcuffed, and screaming for help. Hernandez had been deported after living in San Diego for 2 decades. He was trying to re-enter the U.S. to return home to his wife and 5 children when he was caught by the Border Patrol. Puga remembers the first time she saw his bruised and unresponsive body in the hospital.
Y yo pues le hablaba y le decía, levántate, mira esto a los niños, pero...
His brain had been starved of oxygen. The family took him off life support. Puga says it took time for the children to understand their father had died.
Lo duro estuvo a los que empezó a pasar el tiempo, o sea, como dices tú, ellos esperaban a su papá. Y mi papá le dije, su papá ya no va a regresar. Yo le decía, tu papá está en el cielo, mira.
Puga says the border agents killed her husband. The San Diego County medical examiner said the death was a homicide, but also said Hernandez had drugs in his system and had suffered a heart attack. No criminal charges have been filed.
No se ha hecho nada. Al igual las graves que pasan, no se ha hecho nada. Entonces, ¿dónde está la justicia? ¿Dónde está?
A federal grand jury investigation was opened in 2012 and is still pending. A separate civil lawsuit filed the year before has been repeatedly blocked from going to trial.
No me voy a quedar en mi casa sentada. No me voy a quedar ahí toda deprimida como al principio pues sí lo estuve.
The family's attorneys are waiting to see if a district court grants their motion to find the latest government appeal frivolous. Hernandez is one of 40 immigrants who died in incidents with U.S. Border Patrol agents in the past 5 years, according to the Southern Border Communities Coalition. The U.S. Department of Justice did not respond to requests for comment, and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection declined an interview. But the Border Patrol Union did agree to talk with KPBS.
This number of people have been killed because they have assaulted Border Patrol agents.
Union Vice President Sean Moran says border agents involved in the killings were just trying to defend themselves. He called the Border Patrol a model of restraint.
Border Patrol agents use lethal force 7 times less than the average law enforcement officer nationwide.
He says he would be shocked if the agents involved in the incident were indicted.
Border Patrol agents go out there wanting to do their job. They don't go out there wanting to send somebody to the morgue. That's just not the way it works, and any death is tragic. But this individual had a choice in this matter, and he chose to fight Border Patrol agents because for some reason he did not want to go back to Mexico.
Humberto Navarrete recorded one of the videos of the incident on his cell phone. He says he never saw Hernandez resisting.
He's face down, he's on the ground, and the agents are on top of him.
He stopped on his way to Tijuana because he heard a man crying in pain and begging for someone to save his life. Navarrete says he thinks his video is making some agents think twice before engaging in violence.
Because someone could be out there recording or watching.
But he says he often looks back on the incident and wishes he had had a better camera with him.
If I would have a more memory or battery in my device, probably I would something differently would be recorded that night.
For Puga, what's on the videos couldn't be any clearer.
De escuchar cómo gritaba, o sea, cómo puede ser posible que le hayan hecho eso.
Cristian Ramirez is Human Rights Director at Alliance San Diego. He says that Hernandez's case is emblematic of what he calls the historic brutality of the Border Patrol against migrants.
There will be an after and before history of the Border Patrol with this incident. Because in the past, when Border Patrol agents would kill Mexican Americans or Mexican immigrants, nobody will cover these issues. It was just the way things were.
He says there's already been progress. The CBP is conducting a feasibility study on body-worn cameras, and immigrant rights activists are meeting quarterly with the CBP commissioner.
Now, I think that we are luckily in a place in which we could dialogue with CBP. But how do we tell folks like Maria to be patient?
On a recent Tuesday, PUGA took a poster of her dead husband to the San Ysidro border crossing, a few yards from the spot where he was beaten and shot with a taser.
Y yo siempre he dicho a Anastasia, no voy a descansar hasta encontrar justicia. Yo se lo prometí, se lo he dicho. Como dice, si no hay justicia no hay paz, o sea, entonces nosotros necesitamos la justicia para tener paz.
Jean Guerrero, KPBS News.